everybody. This is gonna be the first time that I try to speak through one of these. I have 4 dogs, so if I can make it through this one, that'll be great. But if not, then I'll do my usual music over, and you can mute me if you need to. I know my music choices are not everybody's cup of tea, but there is a mute button, so yeah. And if you hear me, then obviously I got through this. So I'm gonna show you my completed pages this month. The first book is pretty huge. I mean, it must be like 12 by 12. But this is a book I found kind of out of the blue, looking for zodiac coloring books, and I completely fell in love with it. If you look, it's got foiling on it, and even the foiling on the sides. It's really pretty. And I found the paper is actually really nice. I put quite a bit of water on this, more than I usually do, and it held up pretty well. There is a little bit of bending, but it's not too bad, and usually when I do my vinyl coverings, that sometimes can straighten it out a bit, but I don't know, sometimes it doesn't. But either way, it's not too bad. I used a lot of different stuff on this. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but I used the glitterific folk art on top of her tail, which I thought was really pretty. It's like super chunky glitter. And then I used the metallic jelly roll for her horns and some of the stuff in the background. And yeah, she is like total sherbert. Absolutely love how this came out. And yeah, I actually just finished this one. So yeah, there's that. Then I also had a whip. I finally was able to get done. I started this in like, I want to say March, and took quite a bit of time. It's, I think, my first double page spread I've ever done. And another reason why it took so long is I tried to do a speed color for this. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna actually post that because part of the, I mean, it was so long, part of the video just didn't get recorded. I think my phone was full, and it just stopped recording, and I didn't notice, and I pretty much finished the end bit of this off camera. So I don't know. I mean, if you guys still want to see the process, at least the beginning part, I could still put that up and maybe explain a bit about like what you would miss, because most of the sky and stuff is not in that video, but I did capture like where I completely changed this bottom bit. If you guys are familiar with this page, in Worlds of Within Worlds, there was like a bridge and some bushes and stuff in this, and I just did not like the way that looked with the city. Like, if you look at the city, I know I've whited it out because I was trying to do a neon Outrun, Tron looking thing, but if you look at it, it's very futuristic. And yeah, it immediately spoke like Tron to me. If you guys are nerds out there and know what that movie is, then I feel like you'll get why it looks the way it does. I also added in a bunch of mountains and stuff in the background. Yeah, and just the whole whiting out and redrawing, everything took quite a bit of time. And then I don't know if you can see it very well, but I did a black sky, and then I put a bunch of glitter in the sky. I kind of I wanted to try and make it look artificial, um, since, if you've watched the movie Tron, they're going into a computer program, and, everything is basically a digital program. So yeah, I was trying to, I don't know, not make it too realistic with like shading and um, stuff with like an actual night sky. So yeah, I really like how it came out. Um, Still haven't done the vinyl covering of this one and the previous one. I'll probably sit down and try and do that over the weekend, but yeah, there is that one. And then, oh, let me grab it real quick. Okay, my next two are both in the Twilight Garden. Can I get that in frame? There we go. Yeah, so the next two I did were in Twilight Garden, and the first one I finished was actually, there goes the book. First one I finished was actually this flower mandala. I think it's okay. I have some complaints. First off, being the background. So in this book, my plan hopefully is to do all of the backgrounds black. I kind of like the idea, since it's, Twilight Garden, to have a very, I guess, dark theme with all the backgrounds, and just kind of, make everything black. And a lot of this, since I decided this after I'd done a couple pages, I've had to come back to and do. And what I found is, even though I think it's kind of a waste to use Posca pens, I found those actually go down really smooth. And considering I like to cover my pictures with the vinyl stickers, it makes it a lot easier and smoother on the page. So if you can see that, there's no bubbles or anything like that. With this page though, since I was like, okay, I don't have any more Posca pens, I was trying to find a cheaper version or a cheaper way, and actually I think I did it with both of these pages, yeah. I was trying to find a cheaper way to do that and get the black background, but what I found with at least the paint that I have, it definitely warped this paper, and you can see that I can't seem to get the vinyl to stick. And also too, I think the paint I used is like super high gloss, so it makes it where this vinyl actually has a hard time sticking to it anyway. So I don't know, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I'll just I guess when I close this book and move on to different pages, I'll try and keep these closed, and hopefully the sticker doesn't completely come off. But yeah, I don't know, trial and error. I also was kind of bummed out that the pens, so I used, I'm trying to use up my Castle Arts glitter gel pens, well actually all the gel pens, and I was trying to use the pinks, and I just do not recommend the Castle Art glitter pens because these were all brand new pens. Like I had never used them, and I actually just bought these too. And they completely ran out, like before I could even finish all the flowers. So I had to pull out like, a darker pink and then a purple. And I do love the glitter that comes off of these pens. Um, and I do like the wetness that, um, you know, they they just look wet even when they're dry, and I really liked that. But they're just not good pens. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stick to my Mandala um, coloring book with those and try to use them up, and then never buy them again. But that's okay. Um, this one, I was kind of unsure of at first, but I actually really like how it came out. I've been trying this thing with Maria Trolle. I really like doing water markers, or water-based markers for the background. I like that it looks really cartoony. Um, and then I'll go in with detail afterwards. So like on this one, I did some glitter. I don't know if you can see it, but I did some glitter in here, and I also outlined with my gel pens, put some glitter on the butterfly, and I like coloring the backgrounds and the main focus in my Prismacolor pencils. I just like the contrast of it. It came out really well in my bunny picture. I really like how that came out. And then I did it again with the deer. If you can see, it's just, regular markers and stuff in the background, and then I actually, do shading and stuff on the main animal, and I honestly really like the way that looks. So I think I'm going to try and keep to that theme in this book. We'll see, because they're not all like that where they have a primary focus. But I don't know. I just like the way that looks, so I think I'm going to keep trying to do that for this. So, yep. That was Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle, and both of those pages were this month. Then I did, let's see if I can find it. I've done couple pages before in here, but I decided to do another one. This one. I think this is freaking adorable. I was using the Castle Arts pastel in this book when I did the, oh, here it is. When I did this one, which I absolutely love. And then my first kind of trial and error page was this one. I've never really used hard lead pencils, so this was kind of a challenge at first, and I don't necessarily like how it came out, because this paper is not very forgiving, and I wasn't used to that, especially, because I really only had, other than that, I only have ever used Prismacolor pencils, which are, you can just smush all over the place. So this was a learning curve, but then I think I got the hang of it on this page. And I really like the way this looks, so I'm going to try them again, but I wanted to go with a darker color palette on this one for one of the color alongs on Instagram. So I decided to try to use my Prismacolors in here. And, you know, I'm not so much of a fan with the Prismacolors on this paper. I do find it okay to use on the background, like when I was doing the night sky. You know, that wasn't too much of a big deal, but you know, this it's kind of deceiving, but there's just so many like really tiny characters and things going on this page. It was really hard to keep the detail with the Prismacolors. So, I mean, I kind of saved it. I did want a lot of glitter and metallic stuff going on this page, but it really did kind of save a lot of the lines on this page. But, you know, that's okay. Yeah, I absolutely love this book. Then I guess we'll go into my whip. So my husband is absolutely fantastic, and we've been going through a lot. You know, I kind of mentioned it, or I guess I showed you in my last completed, you know, put up a little notice of some of the things that have been going on, and yeah, it's just, it's been a rough couple months, you know, it's been a rough year. I feel like everybody's dealing with a lot right now. So I'm not gonna, you know, dwell on that too much, but yeah, he basically was trying to cheer me up. And I've been looking at this, you know, kind of, I didn't really know if I wanted to get this book or not. I saw it on Amazon first, and I haven't really seen too many people talking about this book, and it surprised me. I actually saw it. We were in Barnes and Nobles the other day, and it was there. So I was flipping through, and you know, when you look at it on Amazon, it's like kind of deceiving, because I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like another Amazon printed coloring book, and not that I have not that I have anything against Amazon printed coloring books, but you know, they're just not that great a paper. I still, I don't think I really have the tools for them. I wish I had alcohol markers, but you know, I can't really afford that right now. And I have to this day not figured out how to color in them. So yeah, but I'm sure once I figure it out, it won't be that big of a deal. But anyways, this book, the paper actually is quite surprising. It's really thick. I'm no paper expert, but it's definitely not Amazon paper, and the images are fantastic. I am totally into this with the like barely there lines and the super surreal imagery. It's just right up my alley. I absolutely love this. And this, you know, I need to look this up, because this looks like one of the other coloring books I have. There's an artist in it that has a very similar style where it's very fluid, you know, really thin lines, and it's just all over the place. I absolutely love this. Like, look at this cat. I love that. So yeah, I'm super excited to try and figure out how to make these pages look really well, or, you know, really good. This is my work in progress. Not sure if I'm going to add color pencil on top of what I'm doing right now, but I highly doubt. I mean, there's still a couple days in May right now as I'm filming, but I'm not going to be able to get this done. So this is going to push into June, which is fine. But just look at that. It is so cool. And it's a very unique art style. So I'm super happy with this. It's Secret Worlds by Stephanie Law. Yeah, I'm a real big fan. Actually, too, let me grab my other coloring book because I really wonder if this is the same artist. So the other book I was talking about is this one. I originally saw this on Lavella's coloring channel, and I completely fell in love with all the different pictures. And yes, I repurchased because I mean, you know, I believe that when you mess up a page, you know, it's part of your learning process, and I don't necessarily feel like I'm gonna go repurchase, you know, every single book that I mess up. I mean, clearly, I've showed, you know, some of my completed pages, and it's just sometimes it doesn't turn out right. But I completely ruined this book. Okay. I used to use fixative in high school, and so my background, you know, I've done fine arts my whole life. Went to school for graphic design, you know, got an associate's in graphic design and a bachelor's in 3D animation and blah, 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 blah. Either way, I'm not, you know, I'm not new to art, I guess, or being creative, you know, like, yeah. But I have not used fixative since high school, and that has been over 10 years ago. And I decided to try to use fixative on the page that I had done. I put an image up of my completed pages for this page, and thank goodness I took a picture before I tried to put the fixative on this, but I just completely messed up. I put way too much on. It left a film over it, and, you know, obviously that means I was using way too much, and it completely bled the purple that I had used in, like, the, you know, all the butterflies and in the mushroom and stuff, and it bled all over, and it also bled through the paper, which I wouldn't have been as mad about, except for the fact that I really like that the back has the artist's name. So this book is sectioned off by, you know, a couple different artists. And yeah, so I kind of want to try to recreate that first page that I had basically botched up so much. And I did send the book to a good home. My sister was going to a festival, and they had an auction, and yeah, she basically put that book up for auction. Or not auction, I think a giveaway or a donate, I don't know. But she basically found it a new home, which is good. Yeah, actually, they are. Okay, so this is why I brought this out. So I absolutely love this section of the book, and it is the same artist. So she's done her own coloring book. This book is all about fairies, and I almost did this page. But I decided on that other fairy. And, you know, I love this page, and there was also, I was looking at, where is it? Or this one. But I just love this art style. Like, I love how, you know, fine her lines are, and how fluid everything is. I mean, like, look at that. I absolutely love this. So, yeah, I knew I recognized this style. I didn't know it at the time, but, you know, I was like, that's very similar to what I saw in this book. So anyways, yeah, this is her, I guess, her coloring book. Yes, that's my whip. Now for the stuff that I'm sure most people don't really care about. I mean, I know some people do mandalas and color by number. I am in no means an expert in coloring and all that, but I know there's kind of a division, or at least I've seen a division in some people's channels, so I kind of tend to leave this stuff for last because I figure if you're not here for that, you can just stop watching. And my stuff's terrible, so, you know, but as far as color by number, I don't think I do any of it um, in a way that, like, it's sort of my outlet to just color dirty, if that makes sense. You know, like, sometimes I get in this mood where um, I don't want to color nicely. You know, like, I'm letting out my emotions, and I kind of just, you know, it's like a meditative thing. I don't want to think. I just want to put, I guess, color to paper, as I've heard some people talk about. Um, but yeah, so mandalas, I do think my mandalas come out pretty good. Sometimes they don't, but um, yeah, I need to find the right page. Sorry, I have so many of these tabs now in this book because I want to get this done this year because I have some other mandala books that I would like to get to. Okay, I might have to edit this out. Oh, okay, here it is. So this I did for one of the Ukraine, the Ukraine Instagram tags. It's using those Castle Art ink pens, or gel pens, which now that I'm thinking about it, I was really lucky that these colors actually lasted for this page. I did end up using them all, so that's another thing. There's not a lot of ink in those gel pens. Because I was only able to really do this page with these pens. But look at the shine. I absolutely love that. And I don't know if the glitter is picking up, but oh, there we go. But these are very glittery. I mean, I absolutely love how much glitter payoff is in these pens. So yeah, I'm kind of torn because I love the way they look, but the pens themselves are just not very good. Yeah, so this was the mandala I did this month for the Ukraine tag. And yeah, hopefully I finish this page. I don't have too many left, but I don't know if I'll get that done this year. Hopefully, crossing fingers. Okay. Now, this is kind of like, I guess I would call it my trash coloring book. I mean, honestly, I was torn about whether I was even going to post or show these, but I figure since I'm using my channel as kind of like a diary of my coloring journey and just, you know, what I'm doing in these coloring books, I figured, I don't know, why not, you know, like show the good and the bad and the ugly. So yeah. And also too, I feel like if I had better pens for this book, it would work a lot nicer. So I use the Playmate, I think that's what they're called, and the Stabilo, and, you know, just really, I kind of use up whatever pens I have in this book. It's kind of like, I mean, you know, I'm trying to use up all my sets before I buy new ones type of deal. Like, you know, I kind of use whatever colors that kind of go, you know, and I love this book because you can kind of be creative with the actual colors you use in here, since it's not like, you know, you're coloring it naturally. But my pens are all pretty fine tip. You know, I bought them and they're great for mandalas and probably other color by number books too. But what I found in this book is these pictures are so large and these sections are actually really large too that you can just see all the lines, which I'm not a fan of. And I just think it overall makes these pages not look so nice. So yeah, I've kind of treated this book now as just like a meditative relief type book where yeah, I'm not thinking, I'm just filling in space. So I'm also trying to finish this book this year. So hopefully I can get this done in the next like 3 or 4 months. That's kind of my goal, but we'll see. So I did this one, and this one, and this one, this one, and so this one, you can see I totally did not stick to the color palette. Just did my own thing, which I really like how he came out with all the highlighter type colors. And then I did this one. So, and I'm also deciding whether or not I actually want to do the background on this one. I kind of like that it's just plain white with all the colors in him, so I might just leave him. And yeah, as you can see, I do have some random old Sharpies that I've used. Or I also have a couple big intensities that I have for no apparent reason. I don't know, and I'm just trying to use them up. You know, I've tried painting in the background, which is fine. Honestly, I kind of use this as practice. Trying to keep it within the lines and just testing out. I have a couple different paint sets that I've been testing out in here, just to see, you know, how well they are, because they're all acrylic, but you know, like this one for instance is a matte set. I've noticed everything goes on really flat, whereas the other paint set I have is super high gloss. And yeah, so just trying stuff out. I love washi tape. I don't really own any anymore. I use this one up. I love that it was glitter, but it does not stick to anything. I was going to use this to, you know, because this is perforated. So I was taping it in because, you know, I want to keep these in the book, and I just kind of was using it up here, and I actually had to tape over this because, yeah, like I'm using this up and it's gone now. That was the last little bit, but I'm using it up this way because, yeah, I love the way it looks, but I don't have any use for it because it just does not stick. It was just a little washi tape that I got from Walmart. I think partially it's because of the texture of the glitter and stuff, and I don't know. Maybe it was old, so the sticky wasn't sticky anymore, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, this book has turned into basically kind of my supply, like I'm using up supplies and I'm testing out different things, different pen sets. And yeah, I'm not too worried about how it comes out, so yeah. Anyways, it's a coloring book, so you know, you can kind of do whatever you want with your coloring books, so, which is why I enjoy this. Yeah, so I think that is it for what I did in May. Hopefully you enjoy this, and hopefully I stick to my guns with actually posting this. I'm really surprised actually that my dogs haven't made a single peep. Um, so maybe I'll try and record the same time next time so I can actually talk. And yeah, I I appreciate you guys who have subscribed and anyone who watches this, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks. I don't really know how to do an outro, so I'm just gonna say bye.